Hello, C4C YouTube fans. This is September 14th. It's the breakout room of the C4C weekly meetup, and we are with the good people of Littlefish. We are the good people of Littlefish, doing a Ikigai workshop, working through the tasks and roles of this decentralized, semi-autonomous organization called C4C. As we go through the proposals and tasks and roles in order to fit it into the Ikigai framework for our benefit and pleasure. So now we join the regularly scheduled discussion.
All right, so we were just working on this workshop, which goes through 3 stages. I think we're doing very well in the first stage, where we're just putting out what we already know, the working groups and the proposals that C4C has. We were working on the Hub Ops proposal and / working group. So I think we've got lots of things that Hub Ops does. I think these fall more in line with the responsibility category. So I'm gonna change that to responsibility, but I'm gonna say these are all related to Hub Ops, so we don't forget. You can say, you can do this. There we go. Then I'm gonna copy them all over here.
Okay.
Here we go. So who does reflections, you think? Maybe we can ask that.
So it's generally done in sort of workshop with the staff or the working team, you know, like the people that come to the project. Yeah, like the staff or the people that are there.
So that would be pretty much everybody does this.
Yeah, we do it in workshop. So yeah, pretty much everyone does reflections. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we're trying to figure out who does what. Like, what would we call a person that runs working sessions? What would you call that? Who runs working sessions? Is that...
So we sometimes call them a host or a convener. And that's sort of what, so like I'm running this working session of the meetup.
I'm just gonna call them hosts.
Yeah.
I think, is there a difference, you think, between event hosts and just these usual sessions hosts, or are these different people, or are they the same people?
It's not as easy question. Yeah. There are some subtle differences, but not I think a host is probably the good thing. You know, also a word that we use is oh man, let me pull up some documents. Like a convener or a event convener, a event host.
Oh, we got to change that name, convener. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, convener is kind of
the person whose job it is to call people together for a meeting to convene.
Yeah.
So what's a cool World of Warcraft name for this?
Yes.
When I hear that, I imagine like planting a flag in the ground so everybody gathers. So yeah. What is a person who does that?
Well, a guide on or a flag bearer, the meeting flag bearer, or
flag bearer. I like that.
Flag bearer, or the in golf, you know, you might not go.
What do you call those guys that guide you through the mountains?
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, a Sherpa.
A Sherpa. Meeting Sherpas or something.
Oh, yeah,
and it's interesting because I do think because a Sherpa is hard work, but you know, if you might know, you know, the only Sherpa that I know, but you know, you might know Sir Edmund Hillary, but you might not know Tenzing Norgay, which was you know, the guy, you know, the Sherpa for the man who first climbed the highest mountain, etc. I like Sherpa for someone that does the behind the scenes work. From theater, the stagehand or the stagecrafter or the technician, the
roadie.
The roadie, yes, the roadie.
Oh yeah.
That excites me. I would love to be a roadie.
I think you guys do need a roadie to manage the
Event.
in and out of Miro and everything
Yeah,
else.
that's right.
Zoom meetings. It's kind of similar to
Bruno,
what we have it.
Bruno, I just want to break in and say that I'm a little jealous that you came up with that and not me. But I'm going to say that we both came up with it together.
No, no
You're
worries.
right.
The Tenacious D song, that's why I thought of it.
Oh, nice. Tenacious D is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Okay. I see things are going in. We've got a bunch of work on this.
So this is very messy. I'm trying to go as fast as I can.
Oh yeah,
lots
no
of things
worries,
here.
no worries.
Okay, what are these areas? Okay, this is the, I think, the archetype of a role. But what are these areas? If we define these, I think that's going to be very helpful. I said weekly admins, but
Yep.
that's kind of boring.
What's the
It's not boring for everyone, huh? Be careful.
No,
it's
it's
name-
just the
name
name
admin.
that's boring. The work is definitely not boring, but the name is slightly boring. I think that's what he means. What's like this, like UN, like governmental, like the prime minister has like an assistant.
Oh, chief of staff.
A chief of staff.
How does that work? Yeah, I think
Just
that's
imagine you roll into the C4C and you're like, well, yeah, we're looking for a chief of staff.
That's pretty cool.
Like, oh yes, chief of staff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I gotta say.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, everybody's gonna want to be the chief of staff, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Oh, it could also be chief of operations.
Yeah.
But then it goes a little corporate, so I don't know.
Yeah.
These are all.
Oh, you know, in the military has, they have like the S's, the staff officers. There's a S1, S2, S3 is operations. I think S2 is intelligence. S1, and there's 5 of them. Look that up. Hold on.
Yeah, but not sure we want to bring the army, no? Here.
Well, you know, it's just a way to, you know, it's more World of Warcraft army, not we can disguise it. It's not like we're being recorded or anything. Oh gosh, we are being recorded.
Oh, well, damn.
Oh, army staff. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to put that in my search. Army staff.
All right, it's looking good. Responsibilities. We didn't even get through any of this. Administration of C4C. I think we have a bunch of these as well right here, all planned out, all put out, like planning admin, event hosts. This is more or less the same. Like there will be a little difference between event hosts and usual working meeting hosts. Event admins, pretty much the same. Event marketers, I think that's unique to events.
Oh, yeah. We've already done all this for the event stuff. I was looking for all that, and then you've got it already right here.
Right. So I think most of the stuff is already covered with this. So if we could focus on anything that is not covered within events, or like a permutation of these roles and responsibilities here, we'll be almost there.
So yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Please. No, please.
Well, I was just thinking of like, do we want to go from the role to the tasks, or from the task into the role? For instance, this morning when I was putting together the meeting today, I did a couple of tasks. Should I read them out?
Yeah.
Prep the agenda for prep agenda day before at working team meeting. So I just prepped the agenda, which we did in the working team meeting on Tuesday. So I prepped the, we plan in the working team meeting, we plan the agenda, and then the day before the what did I say? Before the meetup, the Wednesday meetup, I prep the agenda. Yeah, plan the agenda would be at a working team meeting, and then prep the agenda is something I do before the meetup. And then I make a post on Twitter, Discord, and Telegram, and pin the post.
Okay. Can I, that's good. I have a few more for us.
Yeah, keep going.
In
keep
terms
going.
of role. So I think first of all, it's onboarding new proposers, right? So that's one, onboarding new members. It's kind of a role and something we do. We have then supporting proposal process, application process. That's number 2. Coordination with Catalyst team. Number 3. Education, how we build education kind of on different subjects, right? Another area.
I'll do education.
Yeah, I know. Then I have an issue with my mirror. So then we have coordination with Catalyst communities, right? That's a big part, how we coordinate and work together with Catalyst community. Coordination with IOG, coordination with CF, social, right? Maintaining the social and social. That's kind of the media part. It's social, Telegram, Discord, and then the editing video, editing content.
Okay, I'm gonna put that down. That's in the socials.
Website maintenance, which we are not doing, like adding stuff there. Calendar maintenance, calendar kind of coordination, which I think is important. Yeah, so I gave some ideas.
Yeah, I think we're getting there.
Yeah. The ideas are flowing.
I think we already have a few of these here as well. We'll drop here, and if you guys can pick up any of these that don't exist in here and drop them right here to responsibilities, that'll be very helpful.
Okay, yeah, let's say that again so we can.
Okay, on the left side, right here, and even like the entire area here, we brainstormed quite a bit of these. If you can come in here, find any that don't exist in here, just drop them right off, and then we can sort through them.
So like
try to make some more area here.
Yeah, so here's creating agenda. I think we got that one.
So it is one that is coordinating with the community, right? So kind of all the work with the community and communication to the community, which is kind of internal, and then communication with external communities.
Would you say coordination with Catalyst communities covers that, or do you want to go deeper on kind of define what that is?
No, because Catalyst community is general, right? So it's with the community, but also with Catalyst administration. I mean, it's 2 different kind of, one is community and one second is kind of coordination. Yeah, with some of the processes. I think it's 2 different parts.
Okay, I'm gonna say one is internal communication, one is external communication. Is that okay?
But internal communication is with the community. I mean, we need to maintain Discord, Telegram, prepare communication, all of that. And second is with Catalyst community, which is kind of outside of our community, right? Like we do with town halls, after town hall, all of that. And then there is with Catalyst admin team, right? Which is a different process. For example, how we integrate impact-related things in the next onboarding form, right? I mean, that's something that need to be, it's a lot of work kind of behind the scenes to do it. How you integrate the SDG tools to the proposal process.
Could you say that again?
Yeah.
What would you say the role here is? Or
So there's three different. I mean, there's many roles, but three different roles. So one is okay with internal communication with the community, Discord and Telegram, and preparing all of that and so on. Second is communication with the Catalyst communities and as communities, right? Which is after town hall, during town hall, different reach out to other communities. We reach out to LATAM community and to other community where like the mini Impact Fest and so on. So that's one. That's kind of communication. Then there is a lot of partnership. I would call it more partnership collaboration, which is how we collaborate better with the Catalyst process, for example, or how we collaborate better with the LATAM community. So it's not just being and presenting and all of that, it's actually building the collaboration and relationship and joint meetings and all of that over time. Okay, so it's kind of two separate areas.
I feel like calling these ambassadors.
It's not really ambassador for me. It's not really ambassador. It's really it's working ongoing to create this collaboration. For example, Daniel just created reached out to the Cube, right, to Cardano Cube. So is starting to manage all this collaboration. So we are preparing materials and reached out and have a call and it's
what would
not
you call
really
a person who does all this work?
Normally it's in business world is business development, right? In the business world, I mean it's but it's not business development. It's relationship development or partnership development.
Development. That's human development, relational.
Can we not use BizDev as a term for this?
No, definitely not BizDev. No.
I was gonna say BizDev Wiz, but I guess
I
not.
like BizDev. Yeah, let's do that.
BizDev? Okay.
BizDev Wiz. Yeah, now it's cool.
BizDev Wiz. I like that a little better.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to clear us out some space here.
Yeah, please do. This is getting very, very busy.
I love it. We're really working. This is awesome.
Then there is all the onboarding process, right? So how we support proposal, this is already there probably, right? So newcomers coming to present. So onboarding newcomers, first of all.
Okay.
Hey,
Impact onboarder or onboarder in general? Is that different?
I mean, new people came today to the call, right? So we just, how do you onboard them and what, I mean, we leave it in the call or do we kind of, I don't know, kind of trying to see how they need help, how can we support you? And then kind of have someone support them. So that's kind of general. And then you have onboarding Catalyst process itself, kind of supporting with the proposals, making good proposals.
We've got that. We've got that somewhere. Onboarding newcomers, helping individual find their ways, writing proposals. And this I think this comes under impact onboarder, new people come into the call and they generally have, for instance, is he here, Victor? Like he's got a project, and they may or may not want to get involved with Catalyst. Yeah. So I like that.
I think Victor's a really good example of someone who's kind of, is in the Web2 world and, can't really get funding, can't really get the resources he needs, and is trying to get into Web3. I found him asking in a Discord, can somebody help me? And like no one replying. And he's like one of the few people in that Discord that's actually in the rainforest that they want to help with this DAO. And then no one's replying to him. So I just, DM'd him and said, come to Catalyst. We'll definitely find something for you.
Nice.
But that's the type of people we should definitely be trying to get on board and show them the Cardano light.
I saw a mini documentary about the rainforest. Apparently there's a long history that's dying out of harvesting psychedelic bee honey. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh man.
No.
I've seen that. Yeah, it's in somewhere in Asia. Yeah, it's crazy honey off those cliffs or something. Pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
climb up cliffs and they harvest this honey that has a psychedelic effect.
I think I saw that on PBS actually. It was like a, yeah. And yeah, it was like a 2-hour long thing. And it was actually pretty psychedelic in its the presentation. But what about, yeah, bringing folks in? We don't have a role that specifically does that right now. It's done, you know, admin wise, but it is connected. Now I'm thinking of it in the big term, you know, in like big concepts, because we've got the proposal that's about onboarding people, and we've got the people. So we kind of want the connector between, like, who is the, like, these roles connect our vision and mission with the ground. You know, it's like a map for the organizational structure, task, and role. Yeah,
I call that role Yoram. That's it.
I call the role Bruno man. That would be hilarious. So, like, why do you call it a Yoram and a Bruno? And it's just like, oh, it's back in 2022. It's, you know, don't worry about it.
Okay, how about we get to step 3? I think we did quite a bit here. I think we can start asking what the relationships are between those things. So pick up on any roles that you find are solid in this area, and then carry them over to this area on step 3. And then we'll start asking ourselves, what does a biz dev whiz do? What does a proposal support person do?
Okay, cool. And we'll just kind of spread these out. So these pink ones are the names of the roles. And so we spread them out a little bit, and then we'll go and get the yellow green ones. Oh, I would love to have a calendar. Like, there's so many calendar items, like a calendar man, calendar, scheduler in chief, schedule. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Let's go and find some green ones. So editing and proofreading of proposals, that is our proposal support. Is that what we're doing? We're just finding green ones, writing proposals?
Finding or just asking ourselves the question, what does a proposal support person does? And let's find a better name for that as well. Proposal support. What is that? Support, help.
Assistant. Wizard, magician. A proposal Jedi, you know, a proposal samurai. A proposal genie.
Let's do it.
Proposal genie.
Yeah, they grant you wishes on proposals, right?
That's right. That's right.
Make it come true. Yeah, let's do it.
What about our catalyst coordinator? Okay, there we go. So we got all these around catalyst coordinator. I'm gonna grab them. I'm gonna grab all these in the middle section.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's try to ask ourselves first, which ones are the most important?
Okay, good idea.
And then we'll do those first, and then we'll do the rest later on. So I think chief of staff, that's really critical. So I'm gonna put that at the top. I think biz dev whiz, that's important, right?
Yep.
Hosts are very important. Catalyst coordinators, those are important. Everybody, that's not important.
Everybody's not important, but they are the foundation. Let's put them down on the bottom. That's the base of the pyramid, because I hate pyramids. They're the edge of the mycelium. Is CMOS still here? Yes.
Edge of the mycelium. Yeah.
Edge of the mycelium. That's the everybody. Before they're sort of unstructured and before they decide on a periodic role. And then once the rest of the organism sort of comes around, then
See you,
they
Harry.
do stuff.
By the way, I'm not seeing the chat very often, so if there's anything, please let me know or let us know.
Yeah.
All right. A convener, is that important? What did the convener do again? I forgot. See the problem with
That's sort of like what. That's like it
That was
really
the
is sort of. Go ahead.
Right? Was that on the meeting host? The event host?
Yeah, that's sort of like what Melanie has. I've seen Melanie do this job where she really takes the wheel for making a meeting happen, meaning she like grabs the agenda items and builds the spreadsheet, also connects with the people that are going to present, similar to what I did today. Like I offered Daniel was like, oh, I could use some space there. We've been doing proposal spotlights, and they're just fitting the, they kind of organize or put everything in, but they're the point person. That makes them into a role rather than just sort of a general assistant. You know what I mean?
It's like the facilitator role for.
Yeah. Right.
Is this just for any meeting or is this for community events? Sorry, I just jumped back in.
Yep. Hey, Nori. Yeah. I think that's sort of what. And then we were like, oh, are they different between weekly events and the monthly, community events? Sometimes called sustainability events, but those are our periodic those are our projects, not our area meetings in the para thing.
So we're not talking about like our events team meeting and
No.
core team meeting.
Yeah.
It's kind of a common thing. It changes when it's a public meeting versus a working meeting.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Like this, the one weekly public meeting, it's a different vibe and feel. So maybe that's it, like a public.
Like if it's public, call it a MC. If it's private working group, call it a facilitator. Something like that.
Yeah, I like MC for the public because it's like a public party MC. Oh my God, that sounds horrible. Showcase MC.
But it's the master of ceremonies, so it's kind of like almost.
Yeah.
I do like MC. MC's good. MC's good.
So I'm kind of confused about the convener and the facilitator. From what I gathered, convener was the person that was just doing the pre-event, pre-meetup work, and facilitator is just doing the during event work.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't really work that way. It's sort of the same
person.
Same person. Yeah, and they're really sort
That
of
actually makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sort of the MC, but what Nori and I were just talking about to make it clear was that we've got two different kinds of events. Like a working team meeting, it's really just, we just show up and kind of like pull things together. Our intention is to be a little more planned and organized for the public events. And so for the public events, we've got a master of ceremony. So MC, you can call it public event. And that really is somewhat similar to public event. And then we've got a working team meeting, which is sort of internal MC, which we could call a facilitator. Because it's not like, it sort of changes from week to week and who's there.
But they have a definite role, which is there's an agenda, we want to keep to time, get conversation moving or slow it down if it's taking too much, or there's kind of a thing. And then beforehand, you're looking at the agenda to make sure it's there. to make sure that you have your timings set up in your mind at least. So that you say, oh, we're going to take 10 minutes for this topic, 15 for this, and you can kind of manage the time. So facilitator role is really that, but also they both have common things. Like in our community, we start events or meetings with some kind of connection piece where we talk about like, how are you doing this week? Or if you're new, introduce yourself or things like that. And so, but the public events, I agree with Neiman. It's much more polished, planned, and presentable kind of thing.
All right, this has got.
Oh yeah, that's the
Look at
spaghetti
this.
monster you got going on there. All right.
Yep. Okay, let's see if I can make this better. Oh man.
You're working hard. I like this, Chakan. I see you're in your element. Look at this guy. Fast fingers.
Oh yeah, you should see David work with this. Oh my God, it's like in one moment he creates all of this. Yeah, that looks okay. And I'm gonna drop a note. Let's see. Let's put notes in this color. MC and facilitator.
And for working group meetings, facilitators often have a partner role of scribe or secretary. So one kind of guides the meeting flow and conversation. The other one is responsible for really recording what happens and ensuring that we're keeping memory of things. So I often like to think of those roles as kind of a partnership, kind of, or a mini team that are working to fulfill the goals of the meeting, which not include planning and running it, but also what happens after.
Okay.
So one tool that we've been using at Littlefish is called Otter AI. And with that tool, what it does is it comes into your Zoom meetings, or you can just feed your YouTube videos to it. It just transcribes your entire meeting, and you have everything that was said in that meeting in just one document. So that might help out with the scribe secretary role as well.
For sure. One of the additional benefits of a human scribe or secretary is the ability to summarize. Someday AI will get there, but lifting out the important things, so somebody who doesn't want to read through an hour's worth of notes can really get the gist of what's happening. Like Newman does a great job, I've seen, with the weekly reports on things like that are really a scribe / secretary role for each meeting, I think, is to summarize what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Newman's
trying. That is, yeah.
On the
I'm
go
ahead of
summary
the
skills.
you know what it is? It's like I see the writing on the wall. It's just like anybody can just write a bunch of notes, but I've got to learn to summarize a little bit better than the computers can at the moment. Not that there's a competition, Mr. Computers that are listening to me right now. It's not a competition. We're friends. I'm friendly with you always.
Please don't kill me.
Please don't tickle me and get me ice cream. This is reverse psychology.
Oh man. If we die by AI, it's going to be such a silly reason that we die by AI.
Oh man. Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh.
I think we got a really good thing going with the master of ceremonies and facilitators. I think we got that figured out more or less.
Wouldn't it be great? I mean, and I am mindful of the time. I know that we've got, we're going on 90 minutes with the whole thing. Wouldn't it be great if like this became a part of just how communities, you know, figure out their sort of structures, as opposed to, yeah, as opposed to the other way.
Well, hopefully we're gonna get there. Like the reason we're doing this with Littlefish is kind of trying to figure out ways to actually do this and then turn it into software that becomes just much easier for any decentralized community to go through this process, because onboarding is the critical problem that everybody's facing. And like through this process, we'll try to get to the bottom of it. What are the critical bits, important bits that actually make this process easier? And then once we turn it into software, hopefully this will be just super easy to do for any community.
And are we good about winding down? Because I would love to summarize just for the recording. So at the end, we can just talk about like what the structure of this meeting was. Specifically, like I think it's these blue prompts, and was it in 3 phases? So this first one being yeah, let me see if I can explain it, and then Chakan, you can help me.
Sure.
So this first one, and I'm just going to read here, to figure out what roles and responsibilities there exist in C4C for community members who want to help. Okay, so that's the overall aim. In this first section, step 1 on the left of the big, yeah, right there, put what we want, put out what we know, put on the board what we know, the working groups, the proposals. Oh, this is very mathematical. It's just like, okay, these are the knowns. So, you know, the existing groups, the proposals, provide high-level explanation, you know, which working teams there are. And so that's where we did like hubs, impact onboarding, which were our proposals. And we wrote down some of the like what they do. Okay, and then the second one, the second step 2, including responsibilities and or roles. What would a person in this working group or proposal do? What would you call a person who does it? So, okay, there you go. So here is scribe, note-taking videos. That's where we did like the technical roadie, which was Bruno's brilliant idea. It's always, I'm envious. And catalyst coordinator. So these are, we're dreaming up of like kind of all the different roles. And then in number 3, we sort of match up the responsibilities and roles where we were like, okay, and we focused in on the master of ceremonies and the scribe sort of work. Okay. So it's a pretty simple idea, just what is going on and then matching up like people and those tasks. Simple.
Yeah, one thing I want, when we speak about onboarding, I mean, not you know, especially, I mean, there is a process, right? 1 month, 2 months, I mean, initial onboarding and so on. It's not that the person that just onboarded will manage the next session, right? Automatically, probably. Right? It will take time until, okay, someone is onboarded. So there's kind of a set of roles probably that someone can do fast, right? Like give some expert advice or that he's passionate about. But it will take kind of couple of months to get into a process onboarding, like Daniel, even, that is very active, right? Initially he came with something that he knows, and slowly start to onboard to more and more responsibility on human or whatever.
That's a really good point. I think like I always talk about the ski hill map where you have the bunny hill and the blue runs, and then this is Black Diamond, and you probably don't want to jump in here because you need a lot of context experience or other things, and you gradually build up to that. So it might be nice to somehow map it out to say, if you're just starting, these are really great areas to get a feel for what C4C is about, or jump in. These are kind of a little more difficult and may be overwhelming if you jump in there immediately.
Okay.
And what did you call that thing, Nori?
The ski hill map?
Ski hill metaphor, yeah.
So what's the difficult level?
Yeah, like the bunny hill versus the green runs versus the blue versus the black diamonds. I don't know. In North America, we have kind of that kind of standard to grade how difficult a ski run is.
Guys, I'm logging off. Just was requested to speak in town hall tonight, so I'm going to prepare for that.
Oh, what are you gonna speak on?
About 21st agri supply chain. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna shut off the recording now because once Yoram leaves, everything goes to shit.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. We love you, buddy. Okay, but I am gonna shut it off. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.